But yeah, like I like this. Man, I like this. I like it. I genuinely do. From anywhere. I have to admit, I like it. I like it. I think Nike, in fairness, I think Nike probably did a poor job when it came to Caitlin Clark. Of you know,
Kelsey Mitchell, who ranked as either the top or runner-up performer for the Fever during last season, recently shared an ambiguous social media message that's causing significant concern among supporters. The post has sparked widespread speculation about her future with the franchise. The probability of Mitchell remaining with Indianapolis sits somewhere between 80 and 90%. Multiple factors support this assessment. First, departing from the organization doesn't align with her apparent preferences. Second, acquiring her through a trade would demand substantial compensation from any interested franchise. The cost would be extraordinarily high in any potential deal.
came to Caitlin Clark. Of you know, of hyping her up realistically. I think Nike did a good job. Have done a good job since then. I do. I really do. I think Nike have done a fantastic job since then. And look, it's one of those things where the Caitlin Clark shoe is going to be announced very soon, which is good because
Yesterday, Mitchell shared a message stating, "When people show you who they really are, believe them the first time." The chances of this referring to the Indiana franchise, surprisingly minimal. The likelihood seems quite small. Many are questioning why the league sees so many mysterious social media updates. Here's the reality. The probability of this relating to the Indiana organization remains low. However, this reflects the current landscape of women's professional basketball culture. While it's unclear whether athletes should bear responsibility for this phenomenon, they ultimately control what gets posted and presumably understand how audiences will interpret their messages.
because I was like, yesterday I released one video. Yesterday I released one video, and I'm like, man, this has been a complete dead period. It has been a complete dead period when it comes to Caitlin Clark Nike. And I cannot wait until Nike start actually selling Caitlin Clark merch in Europe, because if you guys don't know, the customs and taxes is just not worth it right now.
When someone shares cryptic content, fans naturally assume it targets the organization, especially since most supporters follow players primarily because of their connection to specific teams. Some wondered whether this concerned Unrivaled. The fact is Mitchell currently participates in that league and hasn't been in Indiana for 3 months. It's almost certainly unrelated to the Fever. Yet, despite this near certainty, even the tiny possibility that it might reference the franchise has caused considerable distress among fans. Apparently, the statement originates from Maya Angelou. The specific context or attribution doesn't particularly matter.
Worth it right now. To buy any of the Caitlin Clark logo stuff, and you better believe it. I promise you this. I have quite a decent chunk of money. A decent chunk of money set aside for when Caitlin Clark merch actually starts selling in Europe. Because unfortunately you can only get it in America. That being said, the logo's cool. And I cannot wait for these shoes to come out. They're rumored to be coming.
What matters is that this type of situation consistently generates disproportionate reactions. Many assume everything relates to basketball even when it doesn't. Some argue Mitchell deserves to be left alone since she's at Unrivaled, not with the Fever. Yet numerous people are posting reactions, with some expressing satisfaction at her potential departure. Others interpret this as criticism of Caitlin Clark. The response section demonstrates how differently people process identical information. Some saw the message and thought nothing of it.
They're rumored to be coming soon. You can see here ahead of her 2K or 2026 CC collection launch, and it says here as well from Twitter account Nick DePaula, Caitlin Clark's anticipated signature is expected to launch spring of 2026. Nike signature roster features all-time greats, and I'm incredibly proud to join some of the best athletes in the world. I'm excited to share a first look at what we've created together.
This neutral interpretation comes from recognizing she's not currently in Indiana, and there's substantial likelihood this has zero connection to basketball whatsoever. Ultimately, it's merely a social media post. Some genuinely believe this targeted Sophie Cunningham, using it as justification to attack her. WNBA social media represents one of the most chaotic online spaces imaginable. People could literally post about anything, perhaps mentioning a book, and somehow others would connect it to Paige Bueckers simply because the word Paige appeared. The mental gymnastics involved reach absurd levels. This represents a situation where an athlete shared something that probably means nothing.
These all-time greats, and I'm incredibly proud to join some of the best athletes in the world. I'm excited to share a first look at what we've created together. This is going to be announced soon. I mean it. It is going to be announced soon, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. And Nike have done really well. When it comes to their female basketball players, they've done real well. They have done real well with their players. Like, they hit on the Sabrina Ionescu. And I don't care, like, whatever you want to say, whether you like or dislike A'ja Wilson, her...
Yet for certain segments of the fan base, it's suddenly become about everything rather than nothing. Looking through the engagement, there's discussion involving Paige, Kelsey, Maddie, AAC, and AWA. Somehow speculation emerged about Mitchell ending up with Dallas and AWA. If the Wings desired Mitchell, they'd need to surrender the first overall selection. Some suggest making an Arica trade, but would the Indiana organization seriously consider that? Ogunbowale's value has reached historic lows. Perhaps Mitchell could be obtained for Ogunbowale if the package included her, the 2027 Vegas selection, and Louisa Gulick.
Care, like, whatever you want to say, whether you like or dislike A'ja Wilson, her shoes are so nice. Like, I don't really... They are... Her shoes, maybe because of when I grew up, and like where I grew up and when I grew up. I always as a kid wanted the Mercurial Vapors as football boots. Because I think Ronaldo wore them. So, and it looks like Air Max Deluxe as well. For me, the A'ja Wilson...
That trio Arica, Louisa, and the 2027 pick probably represents the minimum requirement to acquire Mitchell. Some are calling Mitchell names, yet this probably has nothing whatsoever to do with basketball. Vague posting as a professional athlete certainly happens. How would she get to Liberty? Someone would need to offer Stewart. If she wants Liberty, they'd need to provide Stewart. They'd need Stewart, Phoebic, and a first-round selection.
And it looks like Air Max Deluxe as well. For me, the A'ja Wilson shoe really reminds me of, like, the football boots that I really liked, really wanted as a kid. The Mercurial Vapors from, like, 2004, 2005. I think A'ja shoes really reminds me. And they also, I really did like the Air Max Deluxe. Which kind of reminds me of the A'ja shoes as well. Either way, I really like the A'ja shoes, and there's been that hasn't been a secret. It has not been made a secret. That I really
Or for Washington, Sonia Citron would be required. For Minnesota, they'd need to surrender the second pick and Aaliyah Edwards, and that wouldn't be sufficient. Edwards plus next season's selection plus Diamond Miller would be necessary. The Fever season with 100% roster continuity seems virtually certain. There might even be a Fever squad next season. People are attacking her family members, which crosses clear boundaries. Her relatives posted content that wasn't from Mitchell herself.
Right? So, finally, on Christmas, by the way, Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are having a great one, a safe one. And, if you're partaking, not too much. Maybe some eggnog. Maybe some Crown Royal and Coke. Oh, never mind. Did I transform for a second? Did somebody say drink Tito's? That's hilarious because I think I've had 2 beers all year. Anyway,
looking at all these reactions proves fascinating. People are exploiting this to attack Sophie Cunningham. Others are using random league-related drama to target individuals they dislike, which is completely baseless. Mitchell experienced a season where she shouldered enormous responsibility for Indiana. Her physical effort reached levels rarely witnessed playing until her body literally surrendered. The level of exhaustion she endured was extraordinary, as she contributed until complete physical breakdown occurred. Mitchell delivered one of the finest individual campaigns for an Indiana player in recent memory.
That's hilarious because I think I've had 2 beers all year. Anyway, I did used to partake a good bit, though. So today, this is dropped on Christmas. They waited to Christmas. I assume this will probably come out during NBA basketball today. Caitlin Clark's quote from Anywhere Nike ad features Travis Scott and the Kelsey brothers. They are in this ad. We're one step closer to Caitlin Clark's signature shoe unveiling, but before that, the moment has arrived in 2026.
Including postseason performances and her playoff contributions, she arguably produced the strongest individual season a Fever player has achieved since Tamika Catchings. This assessment includes Caitlin Clark's rookie campaign. Considering totality, a compelling argument exists that Mitchell's previous season surpassed Clark's 2024 performance. This isn't diminishing Clark, who was exceptional, it simply reflects how outstanding Mitchell performed. Following that Connecticut Sun matchup onward, she possibly ranked as the league's premier player, including substantial portions of the playoffs. The season was genuinely remarkable. People surrounding Mitchell likely understand the reality of her player archetype.
Signature shoe unveiling. But before that, the moment has arrived in 2026. Nike has released the first official spot centered around the women's basketball superstar. Travis Scott, the Kelsey brothers, Michael Che is in it from SNL. Lisa Bluter is in it. It's hilarious. She's in it. Stephanie White's not. I love it. I love it. From Anywhere channels, the bravado of Clark's fearless game and sets the table for the Indiana Fever star.
Nobody ever considered Mitchell superior to Ogunbowale, despite being similar player types. Recent circumstances show how Ogunbowale, in an unfavorable situation, has become almost a liability that might be surrendered in the expansion draft. Mitchell possesses sufficient awareness to recognize that joining an unsuccessful franchise means transitioning from guaranteeing herself maximum compensation while partnering with Clark to potentially finding herself in circumstances where she's not necessarily out of the league, but viewed almost as a negative asset. While this outcome seems less probable for Mitchell specifically, the possibility always exists. A recent social media post from a prominent player has generated considerable buzz among professional women's basketball enthusiasts. The situation presents challenges from a public relations standpoint. The ambiguous nature of the message invites widespread interpretation, particularly problematic when the individual represents the leading available talent for the league's most watched franchise.
Channels the bravado of Clark's fearless game and sets the table for the Indiana Fever star to join the esteemed society of Nike signature shoes. So let's just go over here and we will watch this together. It's a good commercial, I think. It's certainly better than that bullshit Asia Wilson commercial.
Hey, Caitlin! Can you make it from there?
Kelsey Mitchell, entering unrestricted free agency following the 2025 campaign, shared what observers describe as an unclear message. The vagueness itself creates complications, opening doors for countless theories and assumptions. Previous speculation suggested she might depart from her current situation in Indianapolis. Several scenarios exist.
Can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
She can't make it from there. No chance.
Caitlin, amigo, let's...
You got it. I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
From right here.
From there!
From anywhere.
One supporter mentioned difficulties obtaining merchandise related to that league bearing her name. Mitchell also signed a substantial endorsement agreement worth several $1 million. The timing coincides with the upcoming free agency period, adding layers of intrigue. Alternative explanations exist. The post might reference ongoing labor negotiations between players and ownership groups, particularly disputes over collective bargaining terms. Another possibility involves internal divisions regarding work stoppage authorization. Reports indicate a tiny minority, estimated around 3 individuals, opposed potential strike action.
From anywhere.
All right, well, looks like she can do it.
All right. So there you have it. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike on some miscellaneous song I've never heard of in the background playing, but I think it's a good ad. I do. It's going to be interesting to see the reception of this. It literally came out. Let's just take a look. Some fan reaction has come out. It came out 1 hour ago on YouTube.
This dissent could create friction within the organization, revealing cracks in perceived unity. The possibility that the league's most influential figure voted against the measure adds another dimension worth considering. Mitchell's message quoted a famous saying from Maya Angelou about believing people's true nature when revealed. Context matters significantly here. Members of Mitchell's family have previously expressed negative sentiments toward her high-profile teammate through social platforms. This history created controversies as relatives felt she deserved equal or greater recognition compared to the rookie sensation. Public reactions reveal divided opinions and strong feelings.
Let's just take a look. Some fan reaction has come out. It came out 1 hour ago on YouTube. Look who got her own Nike commercial on X-Miss. Good for her. Fire. About time. Yeah, it's about time. It's about time. Perfection. She should have already had a shoe ready. Yeah, before she even played her first game. Now, this reminds me of the hype that Michael Jordan got. Yeah. And I think everybody's ready. They feel like...
Some observers warned against alienating beneficial relationships. Questions arose about whether Mitchell would maintain her current popularity level without her association with Indiana's franchise. Many suggest the answer is definitively negative. Responses ranged from supportive to critical. Some interpreted the message as referencing league-wide issues rather than team-specific matters, urging others to stop speculating. However, posting ambiguous content on public platforms naturally invites discussion and interpretation. That's simply unavoidable.
Michael Jordan got. Yeah. And I think everybody's ready. They feel like that her branding, her being injured, hurt all kinds of things last year, right? But she's fully healthy. And now she's involved with USA Basketball. And, of course, the season is coming up, we hope. Boy, they better not strike. That'd be the worst move in the history of bad moves. Tell me what you think, Caitlin. Finally.
Others noted this behavior seems uncharacteristic, as she typically maintains low social engagement. Basketball relevance remains questionable. Some Chicago supporters expressed interest in recruitment. Critics brought up past controversial statements from her associates and family members, keeping those incidents alive in public memory. Historical performance questions emerged. Observers noted her playoff appearances prior to playing alongside the current star were non-existent, highlighting the transformative impact of that partnership. Many refused to forget past controversies involving her inner circle.